Hello, and welcome to our course on Generative AI for VCs. I'm Andrew, and I've created this course for founders looking to start a generative AI company or VCs looking to fund one. Time is short, so let's dive in. Generative AI refers to machine learning or some type of artificial intelligence that's used to create new data. Now, that data is usually similar to what it was trained on, and that can take many forms, such as generating text that is similar to a particular author's writing style, or maybe images that are similar to a specific type of photograph. You can go deeper than that, however. You can also generate text that is shorter or longer than the source text. You can do translation, explanation, and even take actions. In addition to text and images, you can do audio, code, video, or other modalities of data. The generative model that you use, the data set that you choose, and the end application all depends on the modality of data that you want to generate. So, generative AI typically refers to the technical field of generative modeling, which is widely considered to have started in statistics and then transitioned into computer science as the types of problems getting tackled changed. Almost always, it uses some form of deep learning, which has been around since the 1960s, but really only started working in 2012. You can do generative modeling and generative AI without deep learning, but a lot of the modern systems we'll discuss today use some form of deep learning. This is a high-level dive with brief, deep detours on the space of generative AI, specifically as it relates to business use cases. So as I said, founders, this is the place for you. Investors, welcome. I think you all can find something useful in this course. It's laid out as follows. This lesson is the introduction to generative AI, of course. Next, we'll do a technical deep dive into the depth of generative AI. How does it work? The roles of machine learning in it, and then common algorithms and techniques used in generative AI. We'll dive into the business applications, different industrial use cases, how to form a competitive advantage, and then developing monetization strategies. Additionally, we'll talk about how generative AI can be used to augment existing products. And we'll also talk about AI native, what that means in today's ecosystem. We'll dive into developing our own generative model, choosing the right data set, choosing the right architecture, the trade-off between training and fine-tuning, and then finally, how do you evaluate performance? How do you know if DALL-E works better than Stable Diffusion? We'll briefly cover generative AI and intellectual property. How do you protect your AI models? How do you protect the output, licensing and collaboration, and then avoiding ethical pitfalls around training data and generation? We'll talk specifically about AI and venture capital, around identifying promising generative AI startups, assessing the potential return on investment for these generative AI ventures, and then supporting the growth of your portfolio companies. We'll start to speculate a little bit on the future of generative AI, where the advances might come from, potential challenges and limitations, and then also the role of generative AI in shaping the economy. Look at examples of successful generative AI applications. Look at the impacts of generative AI on society and culture, and then we will have a little debate on the potential consequences, both economically and culturally. We'll do a quick detour in the relationship between generative AI and human creativity, human productivity. We'll look at how these generative AI systems can augment or maybe replace human creative activities, and then we'll look at the creative potential of generative AI in the long run. And finally, we will conclude by recapping the important points, exploring resources for you to get an even deeper depth if you have any questions, and then speculating a little bit on how generative AI can revolutionize specific industries. So this course is information dense. You're very busy. I respect your time. So each lesson will be fast, information dense, only about 10 or 20 minutes long. So feel free to pause, rewind, watch at double speed. Also, you can reach out to me via email with any questions, and I'm happy to answer them I'm happy to set up calls to dive deeper into any of these topics. But hopefully by the end, you will have a solid understanding of the technology and driving forces behind the generative AI revolution. You will have a grasp on how they are applied, where they can be applied, what is hype, what is not hype. You'll understand the business factors, competitive advantages, monetization strategies, growth, impact of these products these tools on the growth of your products. And hopefully, the most important one, you'll have a desire to learn more, a desire to dive deep into some of these facets that you find interesting. So, without further ado, let's get started.